So last episode, I showed you guys how to take a collection of ROMs, and I used these small group of ROMs as an example, and how to load them into Retroarch. And not only just load them, but I showed you how to generate playlists so they show up in under little tabs like this. For example, this is Family Computer Disk System for Super Mario Bros. 2, and this is the Nintendo Entertainment System of Contra, a homebrew game called Proto Deer, and Super Mario Bros. What I want to show you in this one is how to add thumbnails to it. Basically makes it look a little bit nicer, a little bit prettier by displaying a picture of what the game is when you have it selected. And to do that, you can go, there's two ways to do it. Now before you follow along with me, watch the video in its entirety, because the second example I'm going to show you I personally think is better. But I just want to show you everything first. So from the main menu, you can go to Online Updater, go to Thumbnails Updater, and then scroll down to the system that you want thumbnails for. Now, like I said, we have Family Computer Disk System and Nintendo Entertainment System Disk System. Now, if you notice, their extensions are .zip because it's going to download the entire image collection of all of the images that they have for all of the games that Retroarch has. So those files can be pretty large. So I already went ahead and downloaded them, and I downloaded them right here. So you got the Family Computer Disk System, and all this stuff will already be done for you. But you have 277 images for Family Computer Disk System in box art. Another 316 in snaps, which is like a random screenshot of the game, and then 316 of the title screen. And then for Nintendo Entertainment System, we have 2,015 images for box art, another almost $3,000 for snaps, and almost another $3,000 for titles. So that's a little excessive. I mean, if you just look at the size of this, so just for the Famicom, you're using up 141 megs of space, and then for the Nintendo, you're using up 498 megs of space. So if space is important to you, this may not be the best way to go. But I just want to show you, if you do choose to go this route, because in usual fashion, I like to show you what's going on in the background. Let me show you what happens when you do download a pack from the Online Updater. So it's going to automatically download into your thumbnails directory. Right now, I don't have any thumbnails here, which is why no pictures show up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and download a smaller pack. The Nintendo Virtual Boy. There weren't a lot of games released for it. So I just want to show you what happens. So you click A and it'll download it. And you can see in the on-screen display, it shows a percentage of how far it's downloaded. And this shouldn't take too long at all. And then once it's done downloading, I want you to see what's happening in the thumbnails directory where it's extracting it to. And there you go. So we have our Virtual Boy, same as I showed you before, all the games and whatnot. And then if we would have had Virtual Boy in here, we will see pictures. So let me go ahead and drag and drop these two back in here, so that way I can show you what it looks like with everything working as it is. Just pretend that I downloaded these to the Online Updater, which is essentially what I did. I just moved them out of my thumbnail directory, so you guys didn't have to sit through dead air while I was waiting for these to download. And now that they're in my thumbnails directory, when I go to these, I'll make it full screen, hold on. Now when I select these games, I got little pictures to go with them, which is kind of cool. However, like I said, if you have a small ROM collection is it really worth wasting nearly 500 megabytes of space, half a gig, just to display 2 games? And this homebrew game doesn't even have one. So the other way that I'd like to show you how to do it is, let me go ahead and I will delete these thumbnails. Delete. And now that they're deleted, they don't show up anymore. So now I'm going to go to the desktop menu. You can either choose it from here, or you can hit F5 on your keyboard. And then it opens up this screen here. And what you can do is, so Family Computer Disk System, I only have the one. You can right-click on the individual game and click Download Thumbnail. And it's showing that's downloading. And there you go. You got the thumbnail, which is the box art. You got a title screen and the screenshot. And if you look, you got the same folder, Nintendo Family Computer Disk System. Double-click it. For box art, only one game. Snaps, only one picture. Title, only one picture. So a heck of a lot better than downloading the whole pack, in my opinion. And then if you go to Nintendo Entertainment System, rather than clicking on each individual game, you can right mouse click on the playlist itself and click Download all thumbnails, and you can say either this playlist, meaning only the 3 games that it shows here, or you can do the entire system, which is downloading that 500 meg zip file of everything. So if you do this playlist, it's going to go through, and there you go. So now for Contra, you have the screenshot, title screen, and box art. Super Mario World, box art, screen, title screen, screenshot. And Proto Deer, it doesn't have anything. So if you want to add some images for a game that isn't found on the Retroarch, servers, or whatever you want to call it, I will, in usual fashion, refer you to the docs. So if you go to Retroarch docs, go to For Users, go to Feature Specific, and then ROMs, Playlist, and Thumbnails. Now this has some information on ROMs and playlists that I went over in my previous videos. I didn't necessarily like it, which is why I didn't mention it, but feel free to read up on it while you're here. But specifically for playlists, it tells you how the entries need to look, which I showed you in the last video. You don't need to know that, I'm sorry. Thumbnails here. So thumbnails, the important part here is when you look at custom thumbnails. Users who wish to use their own thumbnails can do so by naming PNG image files according to the Retroarch naming convention. So the file name, the thumbnail file, should exactly match the game's title as listed in the playlist, with an important exception. The following characters and playlist titles must be replaced with an underscore in the corresponding thumbnail file name. So if if your game has any of these characters in it, like if you have The Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2, what is it? Link's Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. So if you have Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, then you'll need to have Zelda 2 underscore The Adventures of Link. So let's go ahead and do a custom thumbnail. So like I said, we don't have one for Proto Deer. So let's do a quick Google search. So Proto Deer, and right here, romhacking.net. It's because it's a homebrew. Romhacking.net is a good source for homebrew games and hacked games and whatnot. And we can see it has some pictures on it. It's got a title screen and it's got some screenshots. Since this was never an officially released game, there is no box art or cart art. So let's go ahead and we'll click on this and make it bigger. Right click and let's save image as. And like I said, you want to make sure it's saved as a PNG image. And we'll just we'll leave it named as is, because we're gonna have to change it later. And I'm gonna save it to the desktop for now. And then we want to go back to our screenshots, and let's take a random screenshot here. I like this one here. Make sure it's as big as it can get. Right click, save image as, and Again, I'll just save it right here. It's in the .png, so that's exactly what it needs. So it's downloaded. Excellent. So now I'm going to take these two games, these two files. So this is the screen, the screenshot. So this is the title screen. So let's go into Nintendo Entertainment System. And so title screen. And let's drag and drop this in here. But it's not going to work because it needs to be named exactly what the ROM's named as. So let's go ahead and open up our ROMs folder. And it's, oh, I'm sorry, it is in the download directory because we downloaded it from the online updater. So downloads protodeer.nes. And you can use examples. You can see how they're worded here. So let's highlight this, copy, and let's change this, paste. And now let's go to snaps, which don't forget those are your screenshots. And let's put the screenshot in here. And again, we'll change this to paste. And it's up to you, since there was no official box art, but you want box arts to be displayed for everything else, you can move the title screen in there if you'd like. That's the only, or create your own box art, or keep searching the internet for a proper box art. Now, when we go into Retroarch, we have Protodeer. I'm still showing the boxes for the other two. And now we have something to look at. It's not the box art, but it's better than nothing. So that's how you go ahead and manually do the thumbnails. Now I'm going to show you one more quick feature. Like I said, you have three types of images, and maybe you want like some of them to be shown. So what I like to do is if you go down to user interface, go down to appearance, and you can change your thumbnails. Like I said, we have box art, but if you wanted screenshots, do that. Now you can go over, and now you have a screenshot of each game. But what I want to show you is if we go down to user interface, appearance, and turn on left thumbnails. And we want, let's say we want the title screen to appear on the left. And I want the box art to appear on the right. And then this vertical disposition, it displays the left thumbnail under the right one on the right side of the screen. So right now, we have a left thumbnail and a right thumbnail. And this is what we have. We have the screenshot, the title screen on the left with the box art on the right. And that's how I like to have it. If you wanted to swap those, you can. And then the vertical disposition, I'll show you what that looks like. So user interface, appearance, vertical disposition on. And that's what it looks like, one on top of the other. Like I said, I don't personally like that. You have that unused space on the left, so might as well use it. So user interface, appearance, off. And this is how I roll with my games. And that's pretty much it. Again, like I said, this is a general overview of how to get things done. This is not how my end setup is going to look. Once I get done with these general videos, I will do more in-depth. I will focus on Nintendo and getting that set up perfectly. If you have any questions about anything that I went over, anything that you don't understand, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. And I will be sure to answer whatever questions I can. Hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.